everyone, Marian here. I'm back today with a new video. I'm joined by my lovely little Springer Spaniel, Rocky, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marian. I make videos about being a Jewish mom and minimalism with kids, so definitely hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more down below. So today I wanted to talk about what it's like to be pregnant after pregnancy loss. So this has been a big part of my experience, and I just wanted to share it in case anyone else out there is going through something similar, because there is a whole range of emotions that, at least for me, came with this pregnancy. And yeah, so I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. I have some notes on my phone, by the way, so I don't forget anything. But I first got pregnant in March of 2015, and we lost that pregnancy in August of 2015 when I was about 4.5 months pregnant. We found out at the big 20-week ultrasound what was happening, and then we got pregnant with my son Max in December of 2015. So there was 3 months in between for my body to heal, and then I gave birth to him in September of 2016. And Max's birth was extremely traumatic, and I spent the next basically year recovering from that. I'm still not entirely fully recovered. I don't know if I'll ever be, but yeah. And then we got pregnant with this pregnancy in June of 2018. So basically my body has been either pregnant or recovering from birth / nursing for the past 4 years. So it's just taken a lot out of my body and of course on my mental state. But I'm in my 30s, and as much as I wish that I could have years to heal and time in between and everything like that, that's just not the reality of biology. So yeah, it has definitely been a crazy few years, but of course I have my little baby Max here, and I have this pregnancy on the way, so I do feel very grateful and thankful for that. So me and my husband have never really shared or talked about what happened with that first pregnancy, aside from our parents and some rabbis, I think, that helped us through that experience. And our decision behind that was that we felt like that was, keeping that information private was a honor to that pregnancy, to that baby. That was the gift to them, was not sort of coloring the memory of their pregnancy to everyone with those details. So in my mind, it's just the little baby boy that didn't make it, but that's how I kind of think of it, not the medical issues that he had, if that makes sense. So with Max's pregnancy, I definitely was worried, of course, that would happen again, but I was more in this state of total determination to have a baby. I was I'm gonna do whatever I can do to have a baby. Now, of course, I had no control over it, but that's just in my head what I did. So I was pretty crazy about stuff. I wouldn't touch any chemicals. I would not sit on our couch because one of our couches had a flame retardant chemical in it so that it could be sold in California. This is anyone who's crazy about chemicals will know what I'm talking about. If not, don't even go there. I didn't spray any chemicals in the house. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't touch receipts. I read everything online about any possible chemical out there and just stayed away from it. And I was just crazy about that. And yeah, was just focused on, I don't know, I was I'm gonna get this baby here. So that is my memory of the pregnancy. I definitely know I was nervous before the ultrasounds, of course, but I think I was just in this mindset of determination, basically. That was the overwhelming feeling that I had. In this pregnancy, I have definitely had overwhelming anxiety. So during the days I've been fine, but at night I've been waking up pretty much every hour or 2 hours for the past month or two before our big ultrasound, and I just had constant horrible nightmares and constant anxiety dreams, and I just was praying every day. I just was I don't know, overwhelmed and praying every day that this pregnancy would be healthy. And I've been thinking a lot about what made this pregnancy different from my last one with Max, and I think it's because I have Max that I just so real, like I just know in such a real way what I would be losing if this pregnancy didn't work out. I think the first time around it was all just theoretical, like we didn't have a baby yet, our lives were a certain way that they were, of course we wanted a baby, but it was like losing, it was hard. I think I didn't have the same understanding of what we were losing in the same way. Of course it was still horrible, traumatic, you know, everything like that, but I think it's just been different this time around, knowing, seeing Max every day, etc. The other thing that's been really hard is just like interacting with people. So I think this is really normal, but like everyone always is gonna say the wrong thing, as much as they try not to. So we tried to tell people as late in the process as we could, but that we were pregnant, just to kind of avoid some of those conversations. But the issue was, because my body has just like been pregnant so often in the past few years, I just looked like I was pregnant. There really was no hiding it, and because I felt so sick, you can watch my first trimester update, I'll link it below. I just couldn't hide it, so we just kind of had to tell people, even though we didn't really want to. But one of the things we did is we didn't reveal the gender, even though we knew it pretty early on, and I didn't share anything online about the pregnancy. And again, the reason behind this was just that once people know the gender, especially, they ask a lot of questions like, what are you gonna do for the nursery, and what's the birth gonna be like, etc., etc. It's just like all these, you know, excited things about what life's gonna be like when the baby comes. But when you've lost a pregnancy and you're like, well, I don't know if the baby's gonna come, like hopefully everything will be okay, but it might not be. It's just a lot harder to have those conversations and be like, well, the nursery's gonna be this and this and this, when in the back of your mind you're like, I don't know if the baby's even gonna make it. So the way that we kind of like prevented those conversations was we just didn't tell we just kind of explained to people that you know, we're very hopeful, everything so far is going good, but we're waiting, you know, for some big ultrasounds coming up. And that kind of just set the tone to people, like, yes, we're excited, but we just kind of want to wait a little to talk about it until we're more sure that things are okay. And of course, I know things could still go wrong. Pregnancy is such a crazy time, and you know, every little step is a big milestone, but we're just feeling thankful to be at this point. I've been very positive about the pregnancy, and I think that has kind of contributed to the anxiety. Just want everything to be like healthy and normal and good so badly that it was like giving me anxiety. It was like I had this most perfect, wonderful thing in front of me that I'm like, I just want to keep it. So yeah, especially when we found out we were going to have a boy, and yeah, it's like, I don't know, so for some reason knowing the gender just makes it all so real. And in my head I started like thinking about Max and his little brother and all that kind of stuff. So Judaism has a lot of really crazy superstitions, and a lot of Jewish people do not talk about being pregnant, do not do a nursery until the baby's born, etc., etc. And I used to like be really on board with this until I experienced what I experienced, because I just realized with that first pregnancy, you know, we had no baby stuff, we didn't do anything wrong, and we still had something terrible happen. And it just hit me that like, you don't lose babies because you buy a onesie. Like, that's just not how it works. And I think it's really unfair to pregnant women to put that out there. Like, it's your fault if something happens because you tempted the evil eye. I just think that's a horrible thing to put out there. I understand why it exists, and I know that the feelings and thoughts behind it is to protect the mom if anything happens, but my experience was the opposite. And I'm actually writing a book right now about Judaism and pregnancy, and I talk about this a lot. I have an article I'll share down below that I've written before about this. So yeah, so that's how I feel about it. If you want to learn more, you can read the article or wait for my book to come out next year. Even though I'm Jewish and Judaism is a huge part of my life, I am very against the Jewish superstitions around pregnancy, and I do want to share everything I'm going through with you guys, not hide it. So, you know, no matter what had happened with that big ultrasound, I would have shared either way. So yeah, so that's what this pregnancy has been like for me. Not until those first few big ultrasounds were done could I finally sleep and just be much more relaxed. Of course, there's always that back of the mind, like, please let everything be okay feeling, but I think everyone has that, and it's a normal experience. So I'm very, thankful, happy to be at this point, happy to get to share it with you guys, and I hope you like it. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below to see more. I'll see you next time. Bye!